Yo, I was never going to let a trucker trip me out of my trucking bag. I don't care if it was a former truck driver or an existing truck driver. I was far too motivated and inspired and excited to accomplish my goal in trucking, which was to get a CDL and pursue a trucking career. A lot of the negativity that I hear today, I was hearing that stuff almost 6 years ago before I came into the industry. I remember doing my due diligence and seeing all the negativity about said job. I remember investing that time on the CDL prep app, taking those practice quizzes, taking those exams, getting prepared for the real test. I remember waking up at 5:30 in the morning, having to drive 30 minutes away to the institution, 12-hour days, 5 days a week, from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. I enjoyed the whole process, paying for trucking school out of pocket to making the most money that I've ever made in my working career. It's a blessing. But had I listened to the negativity back then, now, last year, the year before that, and the year before that, had I listened to the noise, I would not be where I am right now. Not in the trucking industry. But not only did I get a CDL, I took it a step further because I wanted to create more value for myself. I went and got some endorsements. I went and got my hazmat. I went and got my doubles and triples. I went and got my tanker. I came into this industry doing one of the hardest jobs in trucking. First, it was beverage, delivering beer. Moved on from there 4 months later to where I'm at right now, food service, as a regional driver for Gordon Food Service. But I don't hate my job. I've been doing this now for almost 6 years. Still at it. Still grinding. Working for Gordon Food Service. Shout out to Gordon Food Service, one of the best food service companies in the business to work for. Just from my personal experience. Really good company. But I haven't made where I'm at. If I'm being honest with you, I have a great schedule. My workload is manageable. There have been some changes along the way on my route over the last few years since I've been here. Had a change last year that I did make a video about, but my route has changed again for those of you that's been following the channel for a minute. As a matter of fact, I was looking at my route because I took most of the week off. My wife just had surgery on Wednesday, so I worked Monday and Tuesday, and I took the rest off. And I was looking at the route for my Thursday, Friday run just to see what the driver was going to be working with, who was filling in for me. And he had a tough 2 days. Had a tough 2 days. My Thursday, Friday load is pretty heavy now. He had like 1,451 cases, over 40,000 pounds, 8 stops. Monday, Tuesdays is a little bit lighter now. I probably average around 800 cases. The Thursday, Friday runs are much heavier now. So, it's give and take. I still get back relatively early, especially on Monday, Tuesday now. I get back to the yard on Tuesday morning, 4:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock, somewhere around there. Typically, I'll start around 11 o'clock. That's what time I usually leave the hotel. So 11 p.m. and I get back to the yard around 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday morning. Local run on Wednesday. And then Thursday, Friday, I start around 2:30 on Thursday morning, 2:30 in the morning. Then I'm done with my last stop at around 10 o'clock in the morning. Then I head to the hotel. 4 stops on Thursday, 4 stops on Friday. So that's pretty much how my schedule is right now. And love it, bro. Off weekends, paid weekly. Can't complain, man. And by the way, while I'm talking about Gordon Food Service real quick, for my Gordon Food Service people that are watching, the drivers in particular, check out your Thrive Pass. Don't forget to fill out your Thrive Pass information for your wellness benefit, all right? Your wellness reimbursement, $500. You want to take advantage of that. You got $500 that you can spend on a variety of different things. I won't go through those things on this video, but check that out. You got up until January of 2026 to spend the money, all right? $500. If you go on Thrive Pass, you can look at the categories and see all the stuff that you can spend that money on. Me personally, since I work out a lot, I like buying athletic gear. So I plan on definitely buying me some more running shoes. I'm probably going to buy me some hoodies or some dry fit shirts, socks. I don't know. I digress. Listen, for everybody out there that's interested in getting into the trucking industry, I don't want to romanticize the trucking industry because this isn't for everybody. I say this time and time again that trucking is what you make it. There are a lot of different opportunities within the trucking industry. Maybe you get into one thing and it's just not for you. Cool. You can pivot to something else. Just make sure you do your due diligence and try to find out where you think the best fit for you would be. Don't worry about what nobody else has to say about that particular industry or that particular job or that particular company. Sometimes you just got to find out for yourself how a job is because everybody's experience is just not going to be the same. You may even work for the same company, but you may work at a different location, and the locations are probably ran a little bit differently, just due to the managers. Let's just call it what it is. Some managers are just better at managing than other managers. And that's another thing that truck drivers do a lot. They'll say a company is trash when it's really maybe a certain location that might not be up to standard compared to some of the other locations. So these are just things that you have to be mindful of. Don't get me wrong. If you have a company that has a location or locations that are going on strike, that's a bad look. And a company needs to do everything in its power in order to make those employees feel appreciated. Come to some sort of agreement that makes sense for both people involved, employee and employer. I listen to what other people have going on as it relates to their experiences, but if I really want to pursue something, I'm just going to go do it for myself and live with the consequences. I'll make sure I do some due diligence. You can't be sitting around listening to what everybody say about every job because you're going to have some people that's going to like the job. You're going to have some people that's going to hate the job. And that's just what it is, man. So when I say I never let a trucker trick me out of my trucking bag, I mean I never let a truck driver persuade me or influence me to the point to where I wasn't going to make money in this industry. And I didn't let that happen. I've been doing very well financially in the trucking industry, and I'm thankful for it. That's not me bragging. That's me being grateful and telling you that you could do the same thing if that's what you want to do. Being in this industry helped me change my financial situation. Obtaining my CDL was one of the best decisions that I've made in my life from a career perspective. I have no regrets. The amount of money and time that I invested to get a CDL, it was all worth it at the end of the day. It's been an overall blessing.